Hey everybody, I'm Mike,
And I'm Ray.
and this is a Know Nothings podcast, and we're about to take a deep dive into what?
Well, I don't know how deep dive we can go, but we need to talk about kind of the ins and outs and what's at play here with this. Now that the Epstein files are going to be released,
Okay.
unanimous through Senate or through Congress, 427-1. Fucking piece of shit, Clay Higgins. You fucking dirtbag. Just resign.
He's from Louisiana.
Of course, yeah, he is. But I don't know what he's hiding, or what he thinks he's hiding, or what his point was, or I don't know what point he was trying to make. 428 people are like, guys, no matter how much you hate Trump, no matter what you hate either, you have to vote to release these files. It's too many public eyes on it, right?
Right.
Everybody's paying attention to it. So this is the only time I can remember every Republican, every Democrat voting the same way. Like, yeah, release them.
Wow.
But so the emails have come out, and some of the stuff that's come out now, they have a sitting U.S. senator who, remember when they put Trump on trial for all the different things they were trying to put him on trial?
Yeah.
She is sitting in 2019 now in a congressional hearing, an active sitting member of Congress who's still in Congress right now. She was sitting there talking to a witness. And what was she doing while she was talking to a witness? Jeffrey Epstein was texting her from prison.
Oh my gosh.
This has been verified by
No way.
This has been verified by the New York Post
Oh wow.
and the Washington Times. This is 100% vetted. She's already had to come out and own it. She is sitting there the witness is talking. This lady's texting, which they come to find. They found Jeffrey Epstein texting her. They time-stamped it. That timestamp led them to the congressional hearing. They went back to the tapes, watched the congressional hearing. There she is talking. So the guy brings up, yeah, and something Rona, and he just keeps going. And she texts Epstein, what did he mean by Rona? Who is Rona? And then Jeffrey doesn't text back, and she's like, hurry, I'm up next.
Oh my god.
I'm not in a congressional hearing, a literal United States senator who, when they were trying to get, and this is when they were trying to investigate for Trump, she's like, who is Rona? Is that an acronym? Epstein's like, she's the one with all the secrets. And then she's like, who is it? Quick, hurry up. I'm on the clock. And he's like, it's Trump's assistant. So then right after he sits send on it's Trump's assistant, it's her turn to talk. And she's like, so let's talk a little about this Rona person you brought up a minute ago. Who is she? And they're like, and he's like, oh, that's Mr. Trump's personal assistant. Oh, would she be in proximity to this when y'all were talking about these things? Oh, yeah, she was right next door the whole time. She's like, oh, great, that's wonderful. We need to have these people, and these are more the kind of people we need to get down to. And she looked like this great investigative.
Yeah.
She's texting with an imprisoned Jeffrey Epstein.
My gosh.
Who was already convicted of sex crimes and trafficking children 9 years prior.
Oh my gosh.
This is the biggest bombshell. I was like, oh my god, I was like, telling my wife, I was like, I've never seen anything.
So what happened to her? What's happening to her? Is she getting kicked out or something?
Well, yes, they're trying to censure her. They're trying to get her removed, obviously, for whoa, this is bad. You got to hear their defense, Mike. They came out and said, look, well, not her, but I think Akeem Jeffries. He came out and said, look, she took a phone. This is what he said. She took a phone call from a constituent. And I don't think there's any crime or anything criminal from taking a phone call from your constituent. Mr. Epstein lived in her district. This is, what are we? Would you expect a senator to not take phone? Of course, he's stuttering and clamoring because you sound fucking ridiculous, right? He's like, they're trying to play it like, oh, she just took a call from one of her constituents. What was she supposed to do? Not respond to a constituent in the middle of a hearing, and he's prompting you up with questions for a key witness in the Trump takedown case. So, and then you've got Akeem Jeffries, who's been like, we need transparency for this scumbag Jeffrey Epstein. Let's get it out there. Of course, everybody was saying that. Now, boom, it comes out. Some of the information in there is like these 20 email back and forth conversations with his people and Epstein about getting him some money.
Oh my gosh.
And then of course, then you have Steve Bannon, who's Trump's guy, right? Remember Bannon was that was his advisor in the White House, right? Bannon and Epstein, so Trump and Bannon had a falling out.
Mm-hmm.
Remember he fired Bannon. Remember Trump fired Bannon?
Yeah.
Bannon and Epstein are buddies. They're on a fucking email chain after this talking about Trump's gonna shit his pants when he sees me and when he finds out me and you are buddies, and he's like, yeah, ha ha ha. They're just like,
What the world?
and they're plotting like a new world conservative far right world movement. Him and Jeffrey Epstein clearly plotting this on how they're going to implement these phases into different parts of the world.
Oh my gosh!
Clearly plotting it in this email chain. This shit is as salacious as people like. I mean, I think a lot of people just don't pay enough attention to it. I've been thinking that for 5 years. Of course,
Yeah.
you know, I've been like the big like. Hey, I've been saying this is so much bigger. If you can get bigger, but this is so much bigger than just R word graping children on an island.
Right.
It's bigger than this. It's deeper than this. It's deeper than you can imagine. The emails are showing ties to every large level of government, not just United States government, world government. All the leaks are showing that he's a clear CIA and Mossad agent.
Right.
Everything's talking about the power people. You've got Obama's like chief of staff emailing with this guy after, mind you, he's already been charged with the sex crimes. You've got people talking about when Obama and Netanyahu are going to be somewhere. You've got Obama's number one assistant emailing Jeffrey Epstein talking about, well, the boss will be here tomorrow, so we'll know more.
Oh my gosh.
There's princes, royalty, CEO of Chase, CEOs of Apple.
Do I need to change banks?
There is. I don't know if there's a thing you can change to that where it's not touched by this. This is what I'm saying.
I need to change from Chase Bank? Are they gonna do they take the hit?
Yeah.
Like what's up?
Well, the guy. Then you got the president of Harvard. He already resigned. He stepped down yesterday.
Oh my gosh.
Because his emails came out. Him talking to Epstein about lining him up with some boys and lining him up and the pictures that came through of the child porn were just perfect.
Oh my God.
Just exactly like he wanted. He's the president of Harvard.
So he stepped down.
He resigned. Oh, I just don't. He just said, I don't want any spotlight on. I don't want people. Fuck yeah, you don't. Hell no, you don't. I bet the fuck you don't.
Okay, so let's say so all these people they get, to use a better term, fingered.
Not funny. Yeah,
not funny. But they get fingered for all this stuff. What are we gonna do? We're gonna put them all in jail? Is there any crimes broken talking to Epstein through emails?
There's ton. There's
mind the pictures and stuff that they're sending.
Besides the child pornography, there's tons of literal treason.
Oh wow!
Like the actual conspiracy to get Trump and how they were gonna hang Trump, dude.
You're saying that they're lying about to get Trump with like saying that he was friends with Epstein. I know
he was friends with Epstein until like 2004. Man, a United States senator in a congressional hearing for the current president of the United States conspiring with Jeffrey Epstein on a cell phone in real time in a congressional hearing to set up and frame a United States president on false charges is treason at best. At best, that's treason. Like
that's wild.
He's already said, and then Trump already put a True Social out about they're now beginning the prosecution, the DOJ, to investigate Clinton, Bill Clinton, Hillary Clinton, Larry Summers, who's the president of Harvard, I think the president of Chase Manhattan, J.P. Morgan. Like they've already started active federal investigations. The heat is so white hot, and now all the victims have finally come out.
Yeah.
All the victims. Have you seen their videos where they're like, hey, they're all like making commercials.
Just watching golf videos, bro.
Oh, they're all making commercials. The world's burning.
Oh my gosh. And I'm just out on the golf course.
I get like ignorance is bliss. It's but like
it is.
This is literally like it's already destroyed the royal family, right?
My bank app doesn't work anymore. Yeah. What's going on with that? They've already ousted a prince because before
and we talked about it in the last podcast.
Yeah.
This was before this even got this hot. Now we're like, oh yeah, I think there's almost a case to be made that Trump was like, oh no, I don't want anything to get out, to make the public so white hot about it that there would be no way.
So he like pulled a fast one, you think?
I really do, because if there was anything that could take Trump down. No, look, Trump's in there 1,000 times.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, a lot of people.
Yeah, but there's nothing that implicates anybody in anything. There's one. It's what becomes real clear when you look at all the emails. What becomes real clear is that Jeffrey Epstein, once he had a falling out with Donald Trump, was working with and through Democrats to set Donald Trump up to get him out of office so he could not be prosecuted, and that he could get a sweetheart deal on the back end of him not winning.
Oh my gosh.
So it's almost like Trump. It's almost like he's played him so many times, and every time I think, what the fuck is he doing? And I get pissed off at him. Like this time, it's like, why the hell would he not want to release him? I think he wanted to put so much pressure that made it look because the Democrats
looked like he had something to hide. And everybody's like,
the Democrats did not want it out. That's why they hid it for 4 years.
Yeah.
They did nothing.
If he was in there, that would have been the first thing.
They would have said, look at all this dirt on Trump.
Yeah.
Look at all this dirt on because there's so he made it so white hot where the Democrats had to be like, yeah, we want to see it. He's hiding something. He's like, I don't know. Why would I be hiding anything? You guys are a hoax. It's not a hoax. We know it's real. Everybody knows it's real. I don't know, man. Just Democrat hoax. Anyway, we got any different questions that don't pertain to that?
Because he was saying stuff like, "Are we still talking about this guy?
Yeah, like what are you
why in a meeting? Why are we talking about this guy? Knowing that everybody else would just do the opposite. Whatever he says. Hey, air isn't good. Air is good for you. Now everybody's cutting their throats. So he's like, well, why are we talking about this guy?
That's exactly right. If he knows that if he downplays it, people would be like, oh, he's guilty. But he already knows what's in the files, right? He's seen them.
Oh, yeah.
He knows, hey, they got nothing they can hang me with. Because they don't. You can look, his name comes up a lot. And then you got, they're trying to say, oh, here's Jeffrey Epstein sent this email saying, I've met a lot of bad people in my life, but none as bad as Donald Trump. Well, hell, I'm taking that as a badge of honor. If Jeffrey Epstein views me as a bad kind of person, hey, that's good. I'm not friends with. I could just and also all Trump's got to do is be like, well, yeah, of course he thinks I'm a bad guy. 'Cause I'm a good guy. I'm a truth teller. I'm a good guy.
Yeah, you wouldn't want Jeffrey Epstein saying, oh, he's the greatest person on the planet. He's wonderful.
I love that guy. So you got they're going, see, it says right here. And you're like, yeah.
Why are you taking that guy's word for it?
Yeah, Jeffrey Epstein says right there in an email he hates Trump. Yeah. And then he goes on in this email to try to set him up with this guy. And he goes on in this email to try to frame him with this person. Oh, and he does this in the middle of a congressional hearing. This bitch that was texting with, this is the most outrageous, salacious, craziest, emboldened thing I've ever seen in American politics. Like,
it's become quite a circus.
The level of I don't give a fuck you have to have, or how you can feel like I'm untouchable. To just be imagine sitting there, you're on TV, you're on camera, and just texting with Jeffrey Epstein. What do I do next there, bud? Oh, and then Jeffrey texts her in the text exchange after he texts, great job.
Oh my gosh.
And then he texted her before then. He was like, are you chewing on TV? And she texts back, not anymore.
Oh my gosh.
So he was like correcting her right in real time.
Wow.
Like this first text was like, are you seriously chewing? No, not anymore. Thank you.
Oh my.
And then he would coach her on what he needed her to say, and then she would say it, and then he said, good job. And she was like, oh, thank you so much. Because she'd gotten a good job from the master.
Yeah.
Oh
my goodness.
He's a puppet master, right?
Right.
He's one of the. It appears. He's one of the.
No.
Is. Still, I'm not going to be shocked. I'm not going to come out and say it as fact, but I'm not going to be shocked if he's 100% still alive.
Really? Oh yeah. I wouldn't be shocked.
100% still alive. That's why they have the suicide.
Yeah.
Or the unaliving when the cameras go out for a minute.
Yeah.
And then he's just not there, and there's no autopsy. They just whisk the body away.
Yeah.
Whisk the body away, and then he's gone. And then people have gotten satellite images now. Whether it's true or not true or whatever, but you can check the date on when the images were made. So like 3 months ago, somebody had got a satellite image or a drone image of Jeffrey Epstein riding a four-wheeler.
Oh my gosh.
On a Caribbean island. Well, it was just him and like one Secret Service guy.
Oh wow.
And he was like, they were like out ATVing.
Oh, fun.
Now it could the non-conspiracy people who I don't know when everybody's going to be like, okay, none of the conspiracies are conspiracies, right?
Right.
Everything that was fucking crazy is not crazy.
Right.
8 years ago, if you'd have just said out loud, you'd have just simply said out loud, hey, I think there's an island where billionaires go and rape children and possibly kill them, you would be the craziest Mad Hatter that existed. Nobody would even be your friend. Or if they were your friend, as soon as you walked off, they'd be like, hear that bullshit Ray's talking about? Because it sounded so ridiculous.
So crazy.
Oh, yeah, just I'm sure billionaires and movies. And it's all movie stars and CEOs and presidents and princes. And they have this island where they rape everybody. And it's just, and then that's how they control people for the CIA and the Mossad.
Yeah.
They control these folks. You'd be like, no, that's crazy. And then one thing happens, another thing happens, another thing happens. And if you'd have said what Puff Daddy was doing, if you'd have said that 6 years ago, people would be like, that's ridiculous. Because people did say it. And everybody's like, you're crazy.
You're crazy. That's the greatest guy ever.
They're all kind of
helped so many people.
They're all kind of connected, but with his time, the power he had, and the power what you're seeing, the power he had over people that are supposed to be the most powerful people on earth, and somehow he's pulling their strings.
Yeah,
I give it better than a 50% chance that dude is not dead.
Yeah,
and this is going to lead to so much disclosure because everybody can see it. Everybody can pull the stuff. You can be like, it used to be like you get a little thing or you got a half a page, Now there's right now, and that's without releasing the files. The files are coming like next. 20,000 pages of emails for like people to get. Now look, and some of them are just like, hey, we're going to Monaco this weekend. You coming, bro? Yeah, I'm coming. Okay, cool. See you. Like some of them are literal. Some of them are actual nothing burgers, right? It's nothing to it. It's just, but some of them are, whoa, like.
That's the second time I've heard nothing burger in 2 days.
Oh, really?
And I haven't heard that in so long. It's the Matrix.
That's
Noah said it yesterday. Right?
That's the simulation.
He said work was a nothing burger.
Yeah.
I was like, man, I haven't heard that in forever.
I haven't said it in forever or something.
That's weird.
But it really was. And but there's so much stuff in there that's we're fixing to take down royal families, Fortune 500 companies, presidents, senators. I mean, Bill Clinton it's so bad for him. The Clintons they've been what's it called, subpoenaed to come before Congress.
Yeah.
And they're refusing to come.
I saw that where they were
now
refusing.
There's talk of if they issue a warrant for their arrest.
Oh God, good. Fuck them.
And then then there's a segment of the internet that believes they've already been tried and killed.
Yeah, I've heard that too.
So the theory on that is that all of this has already played out behind the scenes. And they already know who did what. They've already tried people and killed. Now I'm saying this is a theory. I'm not saying this is something I subscribe to. I'm saying allegedly. I'm saying this is something you could put in the back of your brain. If it does all play out like this, you'd be like, oh my God. So they've already had the trials. They had the military tribunals. They've already tried these people for treason. They've already killed them. They've already cloned them. Because
or people wearing masks. I've seen a bunch of mask stuff where these masks are amazing.
Well, the theory being
people are taller than they were, standing beside other people. It's like this guy. It says on the internet, this guy's this, and this guy's a foot taller than him.
Biden's like 6'1", I think, and then he comes out in one press conference. He's like 6'4".
Yeah,
you don't grow from 6'1" to 6'4" when you're 80.
Yeah, I don't think there's a pair of shoes that could do that to you that you couldn't notice.
It was a noticeable change. Look, Trump doesn't always look like the same person.
I saw one of those the other day.
He's got sometimes where he looks real thin, like not thin, but like my size.
There's one where he's like real skinny in the face that I see a lot. And it's but the pictures are always weird looking. But they're just so different.
So the theory is that we couldn't handle disclosure because it's so much. It's so salacious. That it's
like, hey, do you like to watch holiday movies? Well, you're not going to want to watch any more of them because all these people are pedophiles.
That's right.
Or, your favorite movie, your favorite actor? Oh, well, guess what? There's a whole bunch of videotape of them doing all this bad shit.
With children.
Yeah. And you're like, oh, but they are really funny.
Now, let me put it like this. Now people are like, oh, no, we can handle it. Well, you can sort of handle it now. If you think about it, this has been like a 3 or 4 year slow drip to disclosure, right?
Yeah.
It's only been like, and if you got to be real down the wormhole like I get to even be kind of in the know, and most everybody else just kind of like, oh yeah, I heard about that, or oh yeah, I know about they know it's a thing, but they don't know like
Are they just going to break the world with this, and then aliens too at the same time would be too much? So they pushed off the 3-eye Atlas.
No, they didn't push it off. It's still the same.
It's still it's too much craziness for everybody to believe right here.
Yeah, you can't. What are you going to do if you let's say and let's say it's the craziest outcome on both sides, right?
Right.
So you just can't come out in one day and say, hey. There's this island where they were raping children, and it's like our past 7 presidents, plus all their wives, plus every CEO of every major Fortune 500, plus every huge celebrity, and we had to kill all those people.
Yeah,
yeah, we've already put them in. They all committed treason, so we had to.
It's all allegedly storied.
Yeah, we also had to clone them all, so none of them are real. And you don't know who's real, what's real. Oh, and by the way, in 2 weeks, aliens going to come. We're all dead.
All right.
So when people say like, "Oh no, we can handle it," you think about it. That's a lot of shit. If you just want to go down the "it could be anything" wormhole,
yeah,
dude, that's a lot of information to lay at people's. Think about the average NPC and what they know about how they know nothing, right? Like nothing. Like they just walk. They know go work, eat sandwich, go home, take poo. Go sleep. Right? I mean, I'm not disparaging anybody, but there's a lot of NPCs in the world.
There are.
There's nothing. I'm not breaking any news here. Everybody, like most people that are watching this, understand that for sure.
Right.
There's a lot. Man, you can't just tell those people like, yeah, there is no more Chase. What do you mean there's no more Chase?
Yeah.
Well, the whole board of directors was stealing children.
So now it's not called. It's they aren't chasing children.
Well,
anymore.
Now
it's going to be called Bank of 3-eye Atlas.
Bank of something else. You know, that's the thing that's another thing that's alleged is how they just do like these fox hunts with children.
Oh my gosh.
You take them out and you just. Basically, you take them, you put them in cages or whatever. Then you let them run free, and your job on the island, say me and you were doing it. The job would be to hunt these children, and then when you catch them, you get to do whatever.
Ugh, that's awful.
Whatever you want to do. Mostly, but mostly it's going to end in murder.
No, that's just not how. That's not how I am.
Yeah.
I think like those people. I don't know what kind of people they are. Like
this is all.
I don't know that like you grow up, and then you become a billionaire, and everything's so boring to you that you got to move on to something like that because it's so wild. I don't know. You can't climb K2 anymore. That's boring. Or whatever you're doing. It just blows my mind.
This is what people. I mean, people think like
makes me sad.
Nothing can be fun anymore, right? Like I've got a Lamborghini and I drove it 200 miles an hour. And I bought 2 8 balls of Coke, and I did them all at the same time. And I ran around, and went to all the clubs, and I've slept with all the girls. And you just slowly build up to like, there's nothing else that can give me dopamine. So you just start getting more and more depraved.
Right.
And the people that are pulling the strings, they understand that like humans have like there's a segment of the human population that is bent on being the most sadistic. That are just really evil, that aren't good people. And you know that you can get those people in these compromised situations where you can blackmail them. Then you can have them do your bidding. Like, this is what people have been saying forever, right? As far as, like, the people who rule the world and the New World Order and a one world government. And none of that's bullshit. None of that is bullshit. Yeah. And then the raping of children, the stealing of children. Where are these hundreds of thousands of children?
Yeah, they're just missing.
Many of them are dead. Many of them are never. You know, they have some. They've talked.
What is it? The theory that they wanted to let all those kids across the border because they just snatch them up.
And then some of the stuff coming out. I believe in the emails is the talk about like the fetishes that some of these rich and powerful have of having newborns.
It sounds so wild.
Newborns, like less than hours old.
So
and they could
wild.
and they could like they hear their ribs crack and stuff.
What about the adrenochrome from all that stuff?
Of course.
Is that the thing too
of
about
course,
that?
Of course.
But how is that all going to come out? You think is real? Because like that's still in my conspiracy part of my mind of like that's not real,
dude. This is when this is the biggest. There's never ever been a story like this. This like the P. Diddy was close, like that implicated so many people. Mm-hmm. This is a whole, and they kept thinking they can push it away, but now like with the victims coming together and like having a voice and being in their mid-30s now where they're actually able to like navigate the world like an adult, having some counsel, You've got the political winds behind you where nobody doesn't want to talk about it. Like, I don't give a flying fuck who's on it. Like, let them all burn.
Right.
Burn this shit to the ground.
Hell
like,
yeah.
This is the end. This is part of the reset. This is the end of the veil being over everybody's eyes. We're towards the very, very end of the movie. What comes next, I don't know, but I can tell you, this phase of civilization, 100% is ending. If you can't see that it's on its, nobody gives a shit about Hollywood anymore.
No.
Nobody gives a fuck about movies. Nobody cares what a rock star or an actress says about shit. Nobody cares about nobody looks up to CEOs anymore. Everybody used to.
Yeah, yeah.
They used to be admirable. These people are not nobody looks at politicians as smart anymore. Everything that used to be is no longer. And people, I don't know that everybody's just connecting all those dots yet, so I'll connect them for you. Like, the world we're living in is changing. The dollar,
the money's changing.
The dollar is about to cease to exist.
Work is changing because of AI and robots. Work is changing.
Work is changing. They have more layoffs this past October than any October in like maybe history or like since the Depression.
Think about like the Industrial Revolution. This is like that times 1,000.
Times 1,000. And it's the end. It is the end of fiat currency.
Yeah.
They're the 37 trillion, the 38 trillion in debt.
You better sell all those. You better sell all your coins you're going through.
You better keep them
or keep them.
No, you're gonna need.
Oh yeah, you don't want.
You're gonna need silver and gold to barter.
Right.
Dollars are gonna be worthless, and silver and gold is silver's at $50 an ounce. It's not even close, bro. It's not even close. Do you know historically, silver stays at a 10-to-1 ratio of gold?
Yeah.
So gold's $4,100.
Oh wow, yeah.
So unsuppressed silver would be at $410, $405 an ounce, $405, $395 an ounce. Unsuppressed silver. Suppressed silver sits at 50, and we're calling it like, oh my gosh, it hit 50 in 1979. Adjusted for inflation, that's 250. Oh. We're in worse times with the fiat dollar than we were in 1979. Mm-hmm. Not financial advice. I'm not telling you what. I mean, any hard asset you have that is financial advice. Any hard asset you have is going to be better than U.S. dollars.
Oh yeah.
Gold, silver, platinum, copper, fucking land, homes. Even though home prices are inevitably going to come down at some point, there will be a crash, but I don't know when or how. But I can tell you they're going to usher in. I believe they're going to usher in a new financial system. I think they have to within 7 to 10 years.
Yeah, yeah.
I think the dollar's already lost 30% value since 2019.
Are they going to get with everybody and have a one world currency? Is that?
Yeah, it's going to be.
something?
Yeah, it's going to be like on a ledger on a blockchain.
Yeah,
it is going to be one world because the United. So here's what could happen in my opinion. So you take all the gold reserves. So all the gold that the United States possesses. Okay, it's valued from the 30s. It's valued at $19.42 an ounce. So that only gives us a value, I think, of $5 billion. But if you adjust it so remember, it's $42 an ounce is what it's listed on the books. But what is gold? $4,000 an ounce, right? $4,000 an ounce. So accounting, you go back in and say, oh, we're going to revalue our gold to $4,000 an ounce. Now you have $500 billion in reserves. But I don't think they'll stop there. I think the United States is going to declare an arbitrary value on gold that comes close to wiping out the debt. Oh, yeah. Or it comes close to leveraging 25% of the debt. Something like, hey, we're going to a gold-backed currency. We're going to a gold-backed blockchain currency. Does that make sense? Uh-huh. So it's going to be gold. That's why we're stocking gold. It's valued at $42 an ounce, which they all know is wrong. We all know is wrong. 4,000 won't get it, but to like $1 trillion. So they're going to get more and more gold over the next few years, and then they're going to say we're going to gold-backed cryptocurrency on a blockchain where everything's transparent and you don't need a bank stealing from you. Right. And they can't be stealing from you. Everything's just one-to-one. We're going to revalue gold at $20,000 an ounce. Well, the whole world's going to follow the United States. And I'm making up that number. It could be 15,000, could be 30,000. Yeah. I say 20,000 because I think that gets it to 5 or 6 trillion. Wipes out the debt. So you revalue you just say, hey, we had gold listed at $42 for some, if it's Trump, he'll be like, because every other president is stupid. And nobody, They're all just so stupid. It hasn't been $42 since 1930. I fixed the books like that.
And I'm very smart.
And yeah, like it's his idea. Like he didn't have a room full of if this is what happens, this is like my idea pieced with other people's idea, and what I think makes sense. Yeah. So then you make it 20,000 an ounce or 15,000 an ounce. Then you gold back the crypto, and then the dollar you just let the dollar fade into oblivion, because they're not going to be able to print enough dollars to pay $37 trillion.
Right.
Other countries aren't wanting our dollars. They don't want our dollars like they used to, because now you can. It's not the petrodollar, so you can buy oil. You can buy oil and gas from other countries in their currency. You can use the yuan. You can use the ruble, whatever. So you used to have to, by law, use American dollars. That's no longer the case. The dollar is 30% less valuable than it was 5 years ago. In 5 more years, it's probably 40% less valuable. So that means $1 in 2019, in 2030, worth a quarter. So who wants that?
Yeah, obviously, they're getting rid of the penny.
Yeah, they pressed the last one.
Yeah, and what did it cost to make 1 penny?
It's like
3 cents.
It was like
4 cents?
4.2 cents or something.
It's like you have a penny that costs 4.2. Doesn't it? Then shouldn't it be 4 cents if it's a penny? Well, if it costs 4 cents to make,
well, you had to
is it worth 4 cents?
You had to have. You just shouldn't. We just can't have anything in pennies anymore.
Right.
And you won't have that when everything's digital.
Right.
Now, and that's why I say you should have like physical silver and gold, because there are people that are going to be like, no, I never want, I want the government to see my blockchain. I don't like digital currency. Which, again, we've talked about this kind of stuff on the podcast, where it doesn't really matter what you want or I want, right? There's powers at play.
It's the whole system.
And there's things that are happening that I'm just not powerful enough to stop.
Well, like I said, like we were talking about, I was like, it'll change and you won't even know the difference. You're going to use your card, you're going to use whatever, and you won't even know. Like, you wouldn't even know it, and that's a perfect world.
But then the people that do know, the people that like, if you like hard money, go buy, get you some of those, get you silver dimes, silver nickels, silver quarters. So a nickel is $2 right now.
Yeah.
A dime is $3.50, and a quarter is like $8 if you have a silver one made pre-1964. So people will barter with those when a quarter is going to be, say, a $10 bill.
Well, I used to buy off of Atmex.com. I used to buy just silver, like 99.9 cent silver,
0.999
pure coins, and I had a bunch of those. But I sold them, but I had them for a long time.
How many did you have? Those are the things to get right now.
Like 40 pieces.
Oh my God, it's like $2,500 probably.
Yeah,
and it's going to be more. But we just talked about the 10-to-1 ratio.
I don't have it anymore.
Let's even say a 15-1 ratio. But I really do think like the dimes and the nickels will be that are silver, and like I said, worth $3.50, or maybe it's worth $5 a dime by the time we're off of. That's your cash. If you want to barter with somebody, there'll be plenty of people that want your silver.
Right.
So if you're like, hey, can you come fix my toilet? And you're like, but hey, I'm going to give you 20 silver nickels.
Yeah.
Most people that are hip to it will take that, right? They want the $100 or however they're going to do it. But so that'll be your way that you can have a physical something, or you can have. Now, gold's just too valuable to barter with.
Right.
Like, just a flake of gold's like $200.
Right.
So that's not really, but.
Yeah, if you go on and buy like a little thing of gold, like you see the picture of it, it's like $200. You get it in this plastic package, and it's like this big, and it's like a sliver of gold.
Yeah, it's $4,000 an ounce. So you're not really. So you could still barter with gold, but who's going to be rich enough? The people we know aren't going to be rich enough to have big pockets full of gold.
Right.
You'll be lucky, and then if silver's $500 or $600 an ounce, people aren't going to be walking around with those coins
big
like you had.
That's
a $500. Well, that's a $500 bill you would have had.
Yeah.
Right now, it's a $50 bill. So you could put.
I got one in my truck, and it's a 1 ounce silver coin that it has the print on it is the same print as the gold coins from John Wick. So
really?
Somebody gave that to me, and I use it as a ball marker for golf.
Do you? Well, just don't lose it because it's $55.
Yeah. Oh, it's okay.
Yeah, it's worth $55, so you'd want to, and it's going to be worth $70 and then $90. Yeah. Those are real desirable. That's what everybody wants because cool designs. You can actually get those sell for like maybe you could sell them to a retailer for like $2 behind spot, and then but then they're selling them for like $3 over spot.
Yeah, they sell them over.
Well, yeah, it's a business. You got to make money, right?
Yeah, the more you buy. The more you buy, the more it goes down. So like right here,
It don't go down much anymore.
yeah. So like if you go
So
to
you can
silver,
get all your coins and everything from a place like that.
yeah. So they have like silver bars, silver rounds.
Check out the silver mint coins. That's what's cool.
Well, okay, where's that? Where do you see
On
that?
to the four to the right.
This one?
Yeah. Now
This
I like silver rounds. That's what you liked, right?
Yeah.
Those because those are just 1 ounce. You know, every one of those is like $50. Boom. But they're so expensive to collect. You can collect some of this stuff a lot cheaper. Like look.
Well, you could get like if you want to get like if you go back to silver and you hit silver, if you go to silver rounds, and you hit the like by weight.
Pro tip: don't buy the ones. Do not buy those ones. If your camera can see them, can you click over? Yeah, you can see them right there.
Kinda, yeah.
Don't buy the ones that are colorized.
Yeah, like
They're
so,
more
like,
expensive and it's a waste.
Hit this and you go to 1 ounce silver round, and then they're 56.17. And if you buy,
See, that one's
if you buy 20 of them, they're 56.87. So
now, here's what I would do. I would buy the one to the right, which is still 1 ounce of silver, for $3 cheaper. Right?
Yeah, these are the the secondary market. These aren't the brand new ones,
But
which is fine.
all someone's going to give you is the value of the silver. That's all a coin shop's going to give you.
It's the value of the silver, so it doesn't matter if it's second market.
So I'd save $3 a round right there, right?
Right.
So
53.18.
that's just kind of a way to. But if I was you out there, I would be putting some silver dimes in my collection, putting me some silver nickels, silver quarters, and silver rounds. Silver rounds are, I mean, you can sell those in 1 second.
Yeah.
Everybody wants those. Like if I'd buy your silver round for $50 right now if you'd sell it.
Here's
Gold.
$4,305 for a 1 ounce gold coin.
Yeah, that is. I mean, just think about it.
That's wild.
Think about it. Hey, look, this is this much gold. It's the size of a silver dollar, and it's $4,000. I mean, if you had a gold bar the size of this phone, it'd be what, 70,000 probably, $100,000.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
And
I'll show you. Like if you have a bar, like a gold bar. So here are the bars. Okay.
Yeah, those are so cool.
So here's gold by weight in a bar. 1 ounce, of course, is going to be your. Okay, 10 ounces, 1 kilo. Okay, here we get into the grams.
10 ounces like 40.
Here's 1 gram gold bar. 1 gram gold bar, 167. Now this thing is like this big.
It's smaller than the tooth.
Yeah,
it's like a baby tooth.
It's
like
a
baby tooth. It's 28 of those to make 1 ounce.
It comes in this package like this, and the package is like this, and it's like this.
Did you have any gold?
Yeah, I bought a couple of these for funsies.
You still got them?
No.
Sold all your stuff?
No, I sold all this stuff.
Well, now it's time before the apocalypse. Or whatever's going to happen.
Dude, I don't care about that. I'm going to drive right into the apocalypse.
Me too. That's what I thought. Head first.
Head first.
In the meantime, we want to do everything we can do to navigate life a little better, right?
You want to see what's going to happen in the apocalypse? Yeah, I did this the other day. Let me see if I can find it on here. Not camera setup. Not that. I'm trying to find this picture that I had made on here. Here it is. Okay, so in the Bible, in Revelation, it has where it says something about an Apple charger. No, it's something else. No, it says, then out of the smoke came locusts upon the earth, and to them was given power, as scorpions of the earth have power. They were told. Okay, so there's a description of these things, and the description, the shape of the locusts were unto horses prepared unto battle, and their heads were as it were crowns like gold, and their faces were as faces of men, and they had hair as men, hair of women, and their teeth were as teeth of lions. They had breastplates, and it was breastplates of iron, and sound of their wings was the sound of chariots, and many horses running to battle, and they had tails like scorpions, and there was stings in their tails.
I don't want that smoke. I don't want that smoke.
I said, make this picture, and there's the picture if you can see it.
If that shit comes down to earth,
that fucking thing.
If you ever repented or given you, hey, I'm just saying, hey, what is it I didn't do, sir? Sir, whatever I need to do to be on the right side of this.
Look at this thing. That's crazy. So if you don't have the mark of Jesus Christ or whatever on your forehead, these start coming after you.
Well, there's no
and
mark.
You also can't die. That's the other thing in Revelation. They sting you, and this goes on for, I don't know, a year or something, and people will want to die and can't. It'll say you can't die.
Just excruciating pain.
Just pain. That's like, who's writing this?
Hey, so there's some. I mean, it's pretty sadistic in the Old Testament. It gets pretty sick.
Well, no, this is New Testament. This is Revelation. This is Revelation.
Yeah.
So that thing with and I don't. If you want to break it down, I don't know if it could be literal. I mean,
why could it not be literal? I mean, they wrote it literal, right?
They did write it literal.
I mean,
but
that
it's
cracks
pretty
me up when
wild.
people are like, well, like it either is or it ain't, right?
Right.
There's no like, well, sometimes they were talking in codes, and sometimes they were talking in fact, and sometimes it was the inspired word of God, and sometimes it's just an old guy in the desert. Like, we got to get a consistent, like, whatever it is you're going to believe, got to get a consistent, like,
you gotta stay consistent with it.
Yeah, I think the Bible's super manipulated, right? Like,
yeah, me too.
I think there's lots of stuff out there, but the Bible was manipulated in Rome, and then they pulled all the pieces out that they didn't like, and then they spread the parts that they did, and they added parts to give themselves more control and to instill fear into people, right? Like
I'm trying to get this into a spot where you could actually see it.
The core of it,
you can
the core of any religion is probably mostly true, right? Like the parts about loving people and being good people and being selfless and all those parts that made it in. Those are the parts that seem logical to be true. That thing being created and coming down the sky to sting you for eternity, that seems made up to me.
That seems a little made up. Like how do you figure that one out?
It's kind of like the internet now. Like, okay, well, I know this is crazy and I know this is going on, right? But then there'll be a part of the story where you're like, probably not.
Probably not
that, right? Like when it's like, if they're like, well, they were hunting children, you're like, okay. And then they're eating the children, you're like, okay, I'm following you so far. But then it's like, yeah, they have a restaurant in the middle of New York City where they serve the children's arm on a platter and no one knows. That's when you're going to be like, do they? Do they really?
The other ones were hard to believe, but this one's real tough.
This one's real tough.
This is tough. I'll have the baby arm.
That's kind of where I get with especially given what we know about the Holy Bible, given what we know about the wars that were fought over it, given what we know, how they just left out the book of Enoch, how they just left out these other books, how they left out they left out the part where Jesus and Lucifer were brothers. They just left out a lot. Yeah. They left out a lot.
It's a lot.
And they custom fit it. It's funny how it just fit exactly what they wanted to control and
kind of made it a man's world.
Yeah, and it's not just the Bible,
They did get that one part wrong though, when they were like, when women are having their monthly, that they should go out in the woods. It should have been like, well, time for the men to go out in the woods, then we could have went out in the woods and like, woo, like partied, like hunting and doing stuff. But they were like, the women need to go.
Well, they thought they were possessed at that. Yeah. During the writing, you could see that
it's not hard to.
If you didn't know any better, and a woman hits that time of the month, and imagine you're living 2,100 years ago, bro. 2,100 fucking years ago. There's no Google. And
hey, do you think I should go get some hay from outside? Hay from outside? Why? Go! You don't have it already.
Yeah. You've been outside all day.
I think she's possessed.
And just yesterday, she was sweet and loving on you. You'd be like, definitely a demonic possession.
She has changed.
Doc, we need some leeches.
That's right. She'll feel better after a good bleeding. In modern science, we would have thought years ago that it would have been witchcraft or something like that. But now we know that there's a small gnome living in her stomach.
And look, we say modern science.
That's an old SNL bit.
Yeah, I don't even know how far along. I don't even know if that's the truth. Like, it could be that it's like some of this information's already done. Like the AI stuff, or when they come up with Facebook, or they came out with Twitter. It's like there's a government program or somebody that's already been given this technology 25 years ago, and they slow feed it. I really believe this. And they slow feed it to society, and they put a face in charge of it.
Oh, 100%. When I watched that movie about Facebook with Mark Zuckerberg, I was like, this guy didn't defeat the Hinkle-Voss twins. This guy, this is so fake. If you're going to sit there and tell me that he's sitting across a board, a big, huge table of all these fancy, expensive lawyers, and bests every one of them into keeping Facebook. Bullshit. It's just the biggest bullshit story I've ever seen.
It's like that with a lot of stuff, and I just think that the technology exists. I'm going to tell you I'll tell you another thing I think about AI. I think this AI bubble is going to be like the biggest bubble in the history of ever.
It's explode. Yeah.
There's no plan for revenue.
No.
They're basically, and they just keep being propped up by other tech companies. It's mostly other tech companies. They're giving these companies like $2 and $3 trillion valuations. And look, I believe AI is the future. I'm not saying
it's the same thing that
but
happened with the internet bubble.
Yeah, but even worse, times 100.
Yeah.
Where's the revenue case for this to be worth $3 trillion? Yeah. And then they asked him, and he said, well, Sam Altman, I saw him doing some like TED Talk or some fucking thing, and he was like, well, we don't really have a case for revenue right now, but as we continue to progress the AI, later we'll ask the AI what we should do, and it should probably be able to prompt us into a revenue generating. Like,
that sounds terrible.
There's no way they can, and then the stuff that like you're not gonna be able to sell enough $4.99 apps that make soul music country songs. You're not gonna be able to sell enough of those to make something worth $3 trillion, $5 trillion. I think when after a couple years and it's just like, oh, well, here's the robots and here's the thing. AI's doing a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
But it doesn't justify the $3 trillion, say, valuation from NVIDIA. And I might be wrong with that, but it feels, being that I was an adult in the .com deal, was an adult in the housing crisis,
it's got that stink on it. It's got that stink on it. And the other thing is, like, with AI taking jobs, or like automation, or like trucks that are going to be fully automated and stuff like that. You don't think these truckers aren't going to go out there and blow these fucking things up? You don't think there's going to be a whole war against job taking people who like to work, who aren't going to have anything from working? You don't think there's going to be a war?
Well, there's going to be a bunch of confusion around this, right? Okay, so it's the first time any of us have experienced this,
right? And
we're not going to know. We don't know what if you're telling the whole world you have to envision a life completely different than you've ever known. Anybody that could mentor you, or your father or your grandfather, they've never known. Nobody's ever known. Nobody knows how to navigate this. I think the uncertainty is going to certainly be rocky at best. But it's happening. We've definitely discussed
happening.
Like, it's happening. The jobs are going away, and so you're going to have to figure out what your purpose is, and you're going to have to figure out how to get money, because that's probably not going away for a while, right?
Yeah, the money part's not going away.
It is at some point, probably not in our lifetime. Maybe.
There's going to be a lot of broken eggs before it
I've been saying this for probably a year on the podcast, that I promise you, if I don't make any promises, I promise you this: the government will do nothing proactively.
No,
they will do nothing to be in front of it. You will be completely and absolutely fucked before they say, oh, we should probably make some legislation about this. Half the country's unemployed. It will get to that. It will get to 30 or 40% unemployment, utter chaos. Nobody knows. Everybody's in foreclosure. It'll get to that kind of
it'll be like the cops won't have enough. The sheriff, there's not enough sheriffs to go around and kick people out of their homes. They're just going to be like, we don't know what to do. We're just okay.
There's going to be living there.
There's going to be living there.
Until they figure it out, because our government moves slow as molasses anyway.
Yeah.
They only
and barely correct.
Yes, barely correct, and they move only when things are hot button issues. And American public's not much better than the government, as in they're not going to react to AI until they don't have a job, right?
Right.
They can watch their neighbor lose their job and be like, well, he's a computer programmer. They can watch the other guy lose a job and be like, well, he worked in a call center. And then you watch the next guy lose a job and everybody's just going to be like, well, I don't know, until they lose their job. Like, this is bullshit.
Yeah, right.
But it's probably not bullshit. It's probably a great future. But the waves we're going to have to ride for 3 to 5 years. It may be too late by the time they figure something out, right?
Yeah.
That scares me the most. I just know for fact they are not going to be proactive, because that ain't their thing. They're not going to be well planned, smart, and articulate, and guide us into like, hey, here's how we get there. Here's the easy path. They don't know the easy path.
You should probably buy some pew-pews and for that rocky period, because what happens when people lose their jobs, especially in record numbers, they start
nothing happens.
People start stealing things.
Nothing would happen if the government had a plan like 5 years ago, and they're like, hey, and somebody really smart who had, after they talked about it for years, just got, if they really cared about us and they got on TV and they said, hey, world, this is how things are fixing to go, okay? We already see the trends. We have the data. We know how it's going to go. This is the plan we've got to get you guys out of that. You won't even notice that it happened. You'll lose your job. You'll transition.
Then they'll politicize that guy and they go, "This guy's an idiot."
Yeah,
that's what they did. Nobody can agree on who's smart.
But you can't, and you can't call it, and you can't say we're not doing socialism when if everybody's unemployed, yet the country's doing $6 trillion worth of GDP. The fuck you can't. You're gonna have to get.
You're gonna have to send some checks out.
You're gonna have to get over yourself and get over your.
We need to get over the name. We need to give it something else. Give it a new shiny name.
Give capitalism a new name. Give socialism a new name, and it doesn't have to be either one.
Because they're not going to be the same
right?
as those.
And it's going to be a totally different form of government of everything, and the world is going to operate in this mode. I really see us transitioning into a time of abundance and of freedom, and it's going to be good. But
like if you need to go to the hospital, you just go, and it's like automated and smart.
They're going to
AI robots.
They're going to have med beds,
and stuff. AI robots and med beds and stuff.
You're going to have med beds.
So you just go in and
just get cured.
You get cured, and you don't have to pay for it. That's how it should be.
You're just good
because there's going to be so much of that.
There's going to be so much productivity and so much abundance. And the things that you want to do, anything you want to do, you can still do. You're just gonna have to find your own purpose. If your purpose was building pianos, then just keep building pianos. You know what I'm saying? Like you just there may not be money. There's gonna be a time, I don't know, in 100 years, 200 years, when it's gonna be hard to explain to a child what money was.
Yeah, I hope so.
It won't be in our lifetime, but
money's the root of all evil.
The love of money certainly is, right?
Yeah.
And there's always going to be the segment of people that say, this is going to be another tricky thing to figure out. And I don't know the answer. Fuck, I'm just talking, I'm just spitballing on a podcast.
Right.
But like the people that say, well, I want more and I'm smart enough to have more. And then the debate to that or the counter to, well, more of what? Like, what do you need? Like if it's all here, what is it you're wanting? Well, I should have more because I'm smarter. Bro, what does that mean? Like what is, because there is no, you follow me? Because there will be no more.
What, do you want a nice watch? Well, we got an AI machine spitting out perfect, cool, awesome watches. So you just sign up and get you one.
You just have what you have, and you have what's important to you. So, like, you may have more than me, and that doesn't mean a fuck to me, right? And I may have more of something. And this is, I'm calling this is 25. This is towards the end of my life.
Well, maybe education comes along and play with that. It's like you don't need all these things, and people finally realize that you just need a certain amount of things. How many fucking guitars do you need? You know what I mean?
Well,
or whatever.
If you think you need 100, you might have 100. That's the caveat, because everybody doesn't want 100 guitars. You might, right?
Nah.
But for the sake of the argument, say that somebody. Let's pretend somebody like you might.
Right.
Let's say you want 9, and I don't want 9. I want 1, or I want none. You can have your 9, and that makes you feel great.
I've almost got 9.
Right.
No, I have 8.
So you could have that, but somebody else, if somebody like, I have no interest, none, on being on a yacht.
Either.
With like strippers.
Either.
I don't give a fuck. So like, but somebody that's super important to them, they want to be on the yacht. They can be on the yacht.
Yeah.
They can be on the yacht. Now we're gonna be 75, 80, 90 dead, something like that when we see because I mean this is I say that it's kind of happening. It's kind of happen rapid, right? Like
it'd have to happen rapidly.
The initial fallout.
We're not all living in favelas.
I tell you what, we're gonna feel the 3 to 5 year slow decline of the fiat dollar. We're going to definitely feel the government not preparing for all the layoffs that come. Right. We're going to feel all the bad.
Yeah.
And then there'll be somebody will get, and maybe somebody already has thought of this. Maybe I'm not giving the government enough credit. Maybe they already have a plan for how we land smooth.
Well, let's hope it's some kind of world
it's got to be
thing that they're planning the world for this, because it can't just be us. We've got to have every single person in the world is affected.
It will be. That's what we were talking about. Even the currency stuff. I was like, it would be like a gold backed Bitcoin.
It does sound like that one world government, new world order type thing.
But it may not be government. In my view, is going to be obsolete.
Yeah.
For what purpose? Just like we're now seeing that royalty is obsolete.
Yeah.
And then you're going to see the crumbling of these other types of governmental systems.
Right.
And you eventually see the crumbling of it all. Like, what is the point? What's the point of war? What's the point of governing bodies? AI, when it gets smarter than the smartest human, should be able to logic all this together.
Well, it gets to a point where, like, there's the people get amass money and power. So, like, they like power more than they like money.
So
it's just a byproduct of it.
So what happens when that is unneeded?
Unneeded.
You become unneeded now. Then you might start seeing billionaires unravel like homeless people do when they lose their mind, or when people at the bottom rungs of society just start having enough of this shit and they just fuck. All you see is him in the street wielding an axe or a machete and fucking talking to himself. But there was 45 years of something that built up to that.
Right.
And a lot of times drugs. But I'm saying, these people on top, if you took that away, really the power motive away, their whole life crumbles.
Yeah.
Their whole life crumbles. Which, hey, it's the most interesting time to live. And I hate that we're going to be very old by the time it gets like, when I think like, okay, we figured it out and this is what life could be, and we actually are enlightened, and we're like, oh, this is all we had to be doing from the beginning.
Well, maybe there'll be something that makes us not old.
Correct.
Maybe they'll figure it out.
They probably already have. But right now the problem is, if they have figured it out, the power people get it. You and I never get it. The difference in the new world would be everyone all get it.
Everyone gets it.
So it only cost me nothing, and it cost the billionaire nothing. So we both have access to this thing that used to be $10 million, right?
Or like you can have your consciousness put into another body that is made.
Well, that's already that's happened, right?
No.
Bullshit. You didn't hear that last week? I thought
no.
That's a real scientific thing. Last week they said they can download your consciousness into the cloud now. Last week that was reported. I forget.
What?
Absolutely. Look it up.
I mean, I've seen science fiction shows and movies about that.
It's here
That's
now.
for real?
It's for real. Now they're coding your consciousness.
Is it really you?
Yeah, they upload your consciousness into a chip, and that chip can go it's there forever.
I just don't understand it. I don't understand why your consciousness can be uploaded into a chip. Like,
well, how
I don't even know what a consciousness is. I thought we didn't even figure that out yet.
They have.
Oh boy.
That's. I mean, it's just going to be your thought. It's just going to be your thoughts that always existed.
There's going to be people that want to be uploaded into a dildo. I mean, just straight up into like a bzzz, like, upload me into that for a couple weeks. That's gross.
And there will be some.
Sure. We can end on that.
All right, yeah, okay. We'll end on the dildo chip. All right.
We'll see you
next time later.